Alrighty, good evening everyone. Hope you are doing well. Good to have you here. We're going to be tackling maybe the rest of Elttam's web CTF series tonight. Maybe we'll get stuck on one like we did last time. Who knows? Let's find out. Before we kick off, I thought I would just do a couple of quick announcements. First of all, if you're watching live, I'm on YouTube. All my videos make it up to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hello everyone. Good to have you here. Whether you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube, it really helps me out if you just hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube now, it takes like 2 seconds. The button's just down there. Hit the subscribe button. ComfyCon is happening tomorrow and the day after. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's probably already happened, but there will hopefully be some recording somewhere. He's gone for influence. I have indeed. OJ, so good to have you here, dude. There's a conference happening tomorrow, an Australian conference happening from our couches, from the presenters' couches. Looks like a pretty cool lineup, so do check that out if you are fanging for something to do tomorrow. That's the announcements all out of the way. Tonight we will be looking at Elttam's web CTF series. So if you missed out last stream, Elttam is a fantastic boutique security firm based in Melbourne, Australia. This show is not sponsored by them at all. I'm very happy to be good friends with a few people who work at Elttam. And they put this up on the 1st of April at libctf.so, which is the best domain name ever. OJ, am I dual streaming? No. Anyone else struggling to keep up with the stream? I'm not dropping too many frames, so hopefully it's not on my end. If there's issues, please do let me know. And if there's any issues with audio or video or anything, please do let me know as well. Cool. libctf.so, best domain name ever. Elttam has a couple of challenges up there. They're all Docker based, so you can pull them down and do them locally. Really nicely packaged up. So as a reminder, the first one we did last stream, Birdie Red, I think you just had to go and change your cookie to make your username admin. And thanks OJ, and you were in. The second one, you had to fiddle a cookie and get rid of this hash cookie so that it didn't try and do a hash check. Yellow, what was yellow? Oh, that was like the JSON injection with the double quote, and you could go and bypass the blacklist against the word admin by injecting some dummy key value pairs into the JSON object. And the last one, Birdie Silver, was the one that we spent hours on trying to do hash padding, and it ended up being an offline brute force against the HMAX secret, which was an empty secret. So yeah, that was a fun journey. So tonight we'll look at birdie-green, birdie-blue. Let's see how far we get through, but we'll be picking up where we left off from last stream. If you need anything from me, make sure you yell out in chat. If you're wanting to ask any questions, I'm happy to help if I can. Otherwise, there's a lot of really smart people. Hey, Atwolf, good to have you here, dude. A lot of smart people in chat. OJ's a pretty friendly dude. Atwolf's a pretty friendly dude. Barney is a dude. And Menstrual as well is also a pretty friendly guy. So I'm sure they will be happy to pick up any slack if I miss any questions. But if I miss something important, just keep yelling at me, use my name, and I'll hopefully notice it eventually. So, let me just kill this container that I kicked off a second ago. There we go. Birdie-green is a web CTF challenge. It's easy difficulty. I like the sound of that. And as I said as well, all of Elttam's challenges are Docker based, so they're just a simple Docker run and you can get them up and going. Source code is available for the challenges, but I've been told fairly confidently that source code, and based on the challenges we solved last stream as well, if we looked at the source code, it would spoil the challenges. So I won't be looking at the source code until someone from Elttam gives me their permission. If you want to look at the source code, go right ahead, libctf.so, follow the bouncing ball. You can get to the source code for the challenges. All I ask is that if you have read the source code, please don't inappropriately spoil the challenges for myself or anyone else in the room. For everyone else, I'm more than happy to get, suggestions as to things you think we might want to try. But if you've read the source code, please do just keep any spoilers or solutions to yourself. How long is it up for? The challenges, they should probably be up forever. They were released on April 1st by Elttam. The challenges are a couple of years old. They were used up at B-Sides Canberra and BrewCon, and now they're just taking up space on Docker Hub, so I don't expect Elttam will tear them down really anytime soon. They're just historical challenges that they've put up. I'm guessing forevermore. At Wolf, am I still going over 4G? Yes, I am. The internet upstream here is not the best, and so we're coming up over 4G. Sue, birdie-green, Docker run. In fact, I've got it in my up history here. So we'll just run the Docker green, the birdie-green container. And I did launch it all before just so I would know that it's all working. But you can see in my history, I have been looking offline. So you're seeing me see this for the first time. Docker pull over 4G. No, OJ. I was, believe it or not, smart enough to pull them down over a hardwired connection before the stream. So they came down over my pretty decent downstream, but then I flicked over to 4G to have the good upstream. So is this running yet? And by the way, this VM is horribly slow. I realized that last stream. But it's the machine I've got at the moment. We make do with what we have, don't we? Alright, so first level is up. Birdie-green. Are you a peasant or a god? Username. I'm guessing we can't just put in admin. Yeah, no access for this user. That's the challenge so far, has been you have to figure out how to log in as admin without using the username admin. So if we just type in a username of all Zs, then we can see a post with the username being ZZZZ and a response that sets the session data, which is a JSON object. We'll send that over to Dakota. Username ZZZZ. And we get given a session hash as well. This session hash is the one that destroyed us with Birdie Silver last stream. And we get redirected 300 series across to the root. And we look there and we get told, welcome, just a peasant user I see. And we get a logout button as well. So we need to figure out how to log in as admin. And it's not really giving us much to work with, is it? So we can log in as anything like ZZZZ, admin, no access for this user. By the way, I did, after last stream, I read the source code for the levels we've solved so far, and I didn't realize there's actually a length limit on at least Birdie Silver where you can't put in too many characters. So we didn't stumble upon that limit last time, but yeah, there was a limit. Hash extension at Wolf. I'm thinking when we get to crypto, this is a web challenge. I'm thinking when we get to crypto that all of our effort last stream getting our hash padding squared away will come in handy, I'm thinking. Tom K, do peeps feel like they get the value out of burp versus freebies like Zap? I definitely do. I have used Zap. I haven't used it that much. I've used it briefly. And with all due respect to the OWASP fellows, guys and girls who put it together, I'm glad I have Burp. Burp has its rough edges, but I found Zap to have more, in my experience. And I've just been using Burp for a long time now. It's better the devil, I'm pretty used to it. And exactly right, Odo. There's a lot of good stuff in Burp Pro. There's a lot of great extensions in Burp Pro for Burp Pro as well. So. But then again, I'm also just a creature of habit, and it's better the devil, I know. Let's do the trick we were playing with last stream, where we just throw all the characters at this login. We'll log in as ZZZZ, and then we'll go % all the hexadecimal characters, and just see what we get back. So yeah, I don't know why Burp. Okay, so I've just told you that I use Burp and I like Burp and it's the devil I'm used to. This is one of those things I don't get. I've got one position in my intruder, % something, I'm going to send numbers 1 to 255, hexadecimal, 2 digits long. Why is it going to send 597 payloads? Like, I don't know. Anyway, 597, it's not even... If it was like 512, I'd be like, okay, I don't know. Whatever, Bert, whatever. So, what do we get back? Let's sort by status. We get a whole bunch of redirects. We get some 500. So looks like anything that's a non-ASCII character. Hex 80 and above, we're getting back 500 statuses. Otherwise, we've got the 400, we've got the 303s. And nothing in the middle. Sort by length. Is there anything interesting here? So we've got some cookies being set. ZZZZ percent 04, 03, 01. So these are like all... Are these all encoded? Okay, no, so anything that's like actual, like we've got a capital A there, so it's not encoding everything. Let's just scrub through this. This is probably going to make the stream freak out with the letters changing so rapidly, but oh well. Okay, so we've got some punctuation here, plus star dot dash, then the numbers, then the letters. You know, I wonder if this is like the strip trick we tried last time. If we go admin whitespace, okay, now admin whitespace it doesn't recognize as being admin. Admin with a capital A. Admin with a capital A we can log in as, but it's just a peasant user. What else did we try last time? What about that Turkish dotless I? If admin with a capital A didn't work, it's probably doing a case-sensitive comparison, so Turkish dotless I doesn't really give us much there anyway. Hamlet, admin null. We haven't tried admin null. Hunter 2, we haven't tried Hunter 2 either. I like admin null, let's give that a go. Log in, pull it out of the proxy, send it to repeater. Okay, so we do get redirected in our session data, but our session data has that null in it there. Let's give it a go though. Let's go log in as admin, proxy, turn the intercept on, and sneak it in here. Okay, that's kind of interesting actually. That's actually pretty interesting. We sent the cookie. I'm guessing our hash for it was good, but we didn't get welcomed. So that is actually pretty interesting. ZZZZ, single quote. Yeah, there's a single quote there. ZZZZ, double quote. Stop it. That's the trick that worked last time, right? So now we get told to stop it. Why would they be telling us to stop it? Because they patched that for Birdie Silver, right? Where a double quote got encoded. But now they're actually yelling at us to not do that. So does this mean that it doesn't have the Birdie Silver patch? And there's some other... Either we can sneak in a double quote through some other mechanism, or there's some other character that now won't be encoded. Is this telling us it's an encoding issue basically, but they're blacklisting the one trick that we've already used? Menz says that Birdie Silver was meant to be the last challenge. Yeah, thanks. You know, I wish I'd left it till the end and then given up. I would have felt okay with it then. And it's the last challenge. Psh, can't be that good. What if you log in with nothing in the username or try to? we get yawn. So they've hard-coded in a response for empty string, which is yawn. Can you put the double quote in the cookie? Probably. Now, actually, we should be trying this kind of stuff, shouldn't we? If we log in as ZZZZ, get that request to the root, and send it, we get told we are logged in as ZZZZ, but if we change that to like ZZZZ2, we don't get welcomed anymore because this hash is no longer, if it's the same as Birdie Silver, it's no longer a HMAC of this with a secret that we don't know. So like Birdie Silver was all about guess the HMAC secret. Once we figured out we had to guess a HMAC secret, it was about guessing the HMAC secret that manufactures these hashes, which you can do a brute force of offline. So yeah, we could go and put, %22 in the username here and then do the trick where we go comma, %22, something to kind of eat up the rest of the string. But if we go and change this directly, it breaks the session hash anyway. So there's not much sense in fiddling with this directly, I don't think. I think what you have to do is come up with something like admin and then something else, 1, 2, 3, double quote, comma, something that bypasses the blacklist, but still results in the manufacture of this session data, making you seem enough like admin to satisfy the challenge, and you get the server to build this session hash for you. We kind of need to actually do this post request here to get a session hash, otherwise it ignores what we have to say. Can you do triple double quotes? So Barney, you want us to do like 1, 2, 3? I'm guessing any amount of double quote would kick us out. Although if they're doing a regex match and they're not checking subsequent lines of what we're sending, maybe we could send a new line and then a double quote. That's not what we want. Where's the post? Here it is. Wouldn't the session hash generator code be locally inspectable? Depends what you mean by locally generated client side. It's being generated by the web app running in this Docker container. So yeah, it's being generated on my machine, and the Docker, we could crack this Docker image open and crack the container open, or we could read the source code provided by Elttam. All of that's cheating though. If you meant it's generated client side as in it's generated in browser side JavaScript, it's not. It's generated server side inside the Docker container. Good idea though. If it was being generated locally, then yeah, we could. So if we do ZZZZ, new line, double quote, we get the error stop it. If we encode the double quote, we get stop it. What if we double encode the double quote? So we do %2522. Then we get session data with %2522. Which probably won't help us. Let's try it here. ZZZZ %22. If we send this, the browser will encode it before sending it, and we literally get %22 here. So that's, even though we sent %2522, I'm guessing that's pretty boring. I mean, we can try admin %22. Yeah. No good. This is not OJ says, what about double URL encoded quotes? I just tried that. I'm not sure if that was there waiting for me before I tried it, but I just tried that. Good to have you here. This is not OJ. You said it first. I'm sure you did. And the YouTube video will prove that as well. Do we know what language is being used for the web app? Hamlet. I'm really sorry, it's hard to read some of these names on Twitch chat. Yes, it's Ruby. We can work that out because it's X powered by Fusion Passenger. And also, I read the code for the previous challenges. It was Ruby. So we know it's Ruby. And what else can we try? Does anyone else have any ideas of things we should try? %61 DMIN. No good. We tried add. Oh no, we kind of didn't, did we? It's Elttam, so we'll assume Ruby. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. We did see some weird behavior. In fact, it's almost worth doing this intruder and following all the redirects, isn't it? Can intruder do that for us? Can Fuff do that for us? If Fuff follows redirects, it probably doesn't have a cookie jar. Oh yeah, we were playing around with that last time, weren't we? User square brackets equals admin. Assimilated, does the register work? How do you mean the register assimilated? Let's try that bracket trick, because that was doing some cool stuff last time. I'm just going to move this to workspace 3. ZZZZ. Send a repeater. So we get, oh, stop it. We weren't getting that last time. So the username bracket stuff, it gets angry at us and tells us to stop it. Intruder supports redirects. Men's, do you know if it redirects and obeys the cookies it was given? Because we're getting some pretty important cookies in this. Process cookies and redirections. Follow redirections always. Perfect. Thank you, men. That is awesome. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to do this % all the characters and respect the cookies and follow the redirects. So we get a whole bunch of 200s of length 955. I know, right? It's crazy. All the options that we never look at. 5C gives us a huge response. What's this request to? Oh, this is it following. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So yeah, using a payload of %5C, which I think is backslash. Ripstream, hey. I've got a couple of drop frames, but it's not excessive. Are we still on the air? Few seconds of pause. Okay, awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so %5C, which I think is backslash, gives us the error "I'll escape you." %22, the double quote, gives us "stop it." %26, we get ZZZZ HTML encoded ampersand. %27 gives us, what does the cookie look like? Looks like %27, and we get a HTML encoded something. Okay. So these are all length 1007, which is just ZZZZ followed by one character. All these ones with 955. %01. It doesn't welcome us. %02 doesn't welcome us. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. New line. New line. That's interesting. I thought I used a new line just a minute ago. Hey, Rustamouse, so good to have you here, dude. Welcome. It's good to be back. I'm so glad to be back as well. I could have sworn that we just used a new line and it worked. Is it in my repeater still? Yeah, so... Oh, hang on. Percent OA, percent 22 gave me stop it. Now, that was because I had that quote there. Percent OA, Y. Yeah, okay, so we get a cookie for that. But if it ends in new line... Hang on, we still get a cookie. Right, we actually never followed this redirect here. Okay, yeah, no, all good. I thought I was going crazy. Okay, so interesting. If we follow the redirect with a new line, we don't get welcomed. You know, all these are a whole bunch of control characters. What's at the beginning of the ASCII range? So it was like roughly like all these sort of things I was seeing in there. If we put these in our username, the cookie gets set. Maybe it breaks the hash, or maybe the application just doesn't want to handle that cookie. We can check if the HMAC of ZZZZ new line is equal to ZZZZ. That is a great idea. ZZZZ new line. HMAC, I'm just going to put it in the search down here. Get rid of the new line. Different HMAC. That was a great idea. If we put something after the new line, it changes each time. Yeah. Men's might be stripping non-printable ASCII characters. Oh, okay, yeah. That won't really help us though, will it? Maybe, let's try. ADM %00 IN. We need to... We'll do it in the actual browser. Turn on the intercept. Let's put a null byte in the middle. Didn't let us log in. Case sensitive new line. Parody, riddle me this. What's the difference between an uppercase new line and a lowercase new line? Or is it just the difference between the Mac new line and the window and the Unix and the DOS one? Using a regex, could you encode an escape whack then a quote? Encode the escape whack then a quote. So okay, backslash. I think I saw that in one of our previous scans. It gives us all escape here. If we go new line, yeah, it's pretty unhappy with those backslashes. Is it generating different HMACs for the same input? The previous levels were, and we just did that then as well. So yes, ADM null IN, session hash is B24, same one each time. Yeah. Oh, parody. Okay, so it's literally just the uppercase A in the... I don't think that'll help, but good, well played, sir. Might as well try OD. May as well try OD. So yeah, we get a cookie and a hash for it. Let's go jam that in the middle of the word admin and break it up. Or we could put it at the end. So yeah, it stops welcoming us. And I'm not sure if that's because we're breaking the hash calculation or the hash validation, or if the web page at the root is... I wouldn't think it's a blacklist, because the blacklist controls seem to be applied at the login page. But maybe the application is either doing a second layer of blacklisting, which would be silly, or maybe it's choking on weird characters. Oh, this song sounds familiar, doesn't it? So what else can we do? What else can we do? That's exactly right, men's. Good old bunch of A's. Ah, I could have sworn the previous challenge had a length limit when I peeked at the code, but this one doesn't seem to. Interesting. Session data looks pretty sane to me. What about a backspace? I've never had any luck exploiting with the backspace character. Nothing really seems to respect it. What is backspace? So 7F is delete. I'm blind, I can't see it. There we go. Hex 08. Yeah, let's give it a go. So if I would go like admin Z, and we put a percent. I think it was %08, wasn't it, for backspace? Yeah, there we go. %08. Yep, good. So it does the thing. It does the thing where it's something's either choking on control characters or denying us the use of control characters, which is interesting. It's interesting, isn't it? What else is in this intruder? Whole bunch of stuff with length 955. What's this length 400? Is that I think is the Fusion Passenger or Engine X or something complaining at us. I don't think that's the application complaining at us. And hex 80 or above, we get 500 error. What kind of brackets can we get away with? ZZZZ, square, curly, round, pointy. All of them. We can get away with all the brackets in the kind of the data section. And the cookie looks like this. Which I don't think has any special meaning in the middle of a JSON string, does it? I think the only way to get out of a JSON string is with an actual double quote, isn't it? I think. So what's the deal with all these control characters giving us a page length of 955? Percent 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11, 12, 17, 18, 19. So 20, which is a space, is fine. Hang on, not 20 yet, ignore me. I can't count A, B, C, D, E, F. And then it goes 20, which is fine. Hex 10, which we saw up here. 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah, 18, 19. So I think that was everything from... Here's 01, is 00 in this list, or does burp not punch out 00? That doesn't, it just goes from 1. Oops. Well, we know that 00, it chokes on 1, 2, 3, 4. This is everything, right? I'm not missing one in here. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah, okay, so I'm pretty sure it's what it's choking on is everything up to 1F. So all of these cause weirdness. All the rest are fine until we get to hex 80. Although there's some in there that, like the backslash and the double quote, it gives us a go away message. At Wolf, that is a great question. Let's follow this redirection. Didn't carry the cookies over. What a jerk. Send a repeater. So what have we got here? We've got a username of ZZZZ and a bunch of brackets. Get rid of the hash. And we don't get welcomed anymore. With a backslash, you can escape string inside string. Yeah, but serializing me, we can't use backslash. We cannot use backslash. Semicolon foo. That's a good one. Let's try that. Yeah, check this out. We log out and we just go like ZZZZ backslash. I'll escape you. ZZ backslash ZZ. I'll escape you. ZZ backslash N, which is a new line. If it's doing something like that, I'll escape you. And we're not getting cookies for any of those either, I don't think. So backslash is a banned character. Post, yep, no cookies. Post, no cookies. Post, no cookies. I think it's trying to say something to me. Double backslash inside single quotes. Single quote, double backslash, single quote. I'll escape you. Double quote, it says stop it. I'm pretty sure it's probably just banning backslash. What have we got here? We've got backslash, backslash, single quote, single quote. No good. Try to add a U. Ah, yeah. What is it like? Whack U 0061. Ooh. Serializing me is onto something here. That worked. Very nice. What does that give us? ZZZZ backslash U 0022. Yeah, so that gives us like a properly encoded double quote. So that's not useful for a breakout. Still interesting, isn't it? All the Unicode for admin. Oh yeah, like whack U 0061 DMIN. There we go. Hang on, the title has changed, did it? What did I miss? Alibis, birdie, alibis, 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 birdie. I think it was always switching between alibis and birdie. Who was that? Who said do all the Unicode? Fixed CS. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if that's what you meant by do all the Unicode. I think I got what you meant, which was do, you know, whack U 0061. Whack U 0061 is a lowercase a. When you hex unpack the 61, you get lowercase a. Interesting challenge. I don't have much more to say about that except that it was interesting. Anyone got any questions or comments on that? Silence is golden. I'll take that as a no. Moving on from... that was green, wasn't it? That was green. To blue. Web, another web easy. Exactly, yeah. I mean, if you that flag doesn't match, does it really not match? This is green, 16E, 16E. Matches to me. Am I missing something? Well, I think I was on a different page. Yeah, I was looking at blue. Yeah, exactly. Let's do blue. How's everyone's week going? I just typed the wrong password. Is everyone doing okay? I know it's been a really hard week for a couple of weeks for quite a few people. Look, I hope you're doing well. If you're not doing well, I'm really sorry to hear that. Reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, reach out to any of the support helplines. You know, let's all get through this together. Hey, support your mates. Get some support if you need support. But I just hope you're doing well. And if you're not doing well, that's okay. It's been hard times, and everyone kind of, I guess, handles it differently. So if you're not doing so well, it's okay. It's okay to be struggling right now. But I hope you're well. So let's clear these cookies so we don't accidentally solve a challenge like we did last time. I think, by the way, my chat's kind of glitching and screwing up, so I'm really sorry about that if I miss something because of it, or your message doesn't make it through to the video. Let's refresh this page. Yeah, men's count me in for some bouldering. That sounds great. All right, blue birdie, let's go. Looks pretty familiar to me to us so far. Log in as admin. No access for this user. So this is another web challenge. And if we post admin, we get no access for this user. If we post ZZZZ, we get, looks pretty similar. Is that hash bigger? Send that to repeater. Send. I'm not doing this a good way, am I? How do I computer? Where am I? So that was that one. The new one looks like this. I think I'm just imagining it. Yeah, okay, they're the same length. I'm imagining it. Blue was sheer luck. I still don't understand why it worked. That is not good. I'm not not happy about that. Let's kill this intruder as well, and we've got one here as well. Clean them up. What about the brackets trick? Login error equals no. %22. No. %00. We can use %00. What other tricks do we have up our sleeve? Single quote. That's fine. %OA. Yeah. This time HMAC does not change on same input. It was never changing on the same input. So it's not changing on the same input here. It wasn't doing that. Oh, serializing, you streamed it as well. That's awesome. Drop a link. Feel free to drop a link in chat. Everyone go give serializing a follow. That's awesome. I'm super keen. If you've got, do you have VODs on YouTube or Twitch? I'll have to check them out. Yeah, well done. Streaming's hard work, so good on you. That's really cool. You know, I just realized I said drop a link in chat. Everyone just click on serializing's name and hit follow. Can I do that myself? I can add friend. I'll do that off the stream. But everyone hit serializing's name and hit the follow button. Great, we've got serializing's name stuck on chat the rest of the stream, I think. There we go. So backslash, what is backslash? Backslash gives us a %5C, which we weren't getting last time, but that's because we were being expected to actually use it as, you know, backslash u 0061, which gives us the error, I'll put a number on you. So backslash u comes out as %5CU, which I think was doing last time as well, actually. So that's not weird. But now if we use a number after the whack U, we get an error. If we make it a letter, we don't get an error. So is there some way in JavaScript that we can use whack U or whack something else without numbers? So whack capital U 61 gives us nothing. JavaScript encode character. So escape replaces most punctuation with the equivalent of hex codes, but was found to be inadequate when it came to Unicode, and has been superseded by encode URI. This isn't giving us any of the whack U stuff that we would expect to see in a JavaScript context, though. Oh, hang on. Can we do the trick here where we go backslash to kill the double quote? I think we can, can't we? If we log out and log in as ZZZZ backslash, we don't get welcomed. Because ZZZZ backslash, if you then take this over to... Right, because the web server will do one layer of decoding. So this kills the backslash, this kills the double quote. I mean, that doesn't really do anything for us though, I don't think. But that's something we didn't have last level. Backslash, backslash. Gives us %5c, %5c. We can add another double quote, but that's just literal double quote then. It doesn't really help us become admin, I don't think. You know, it could be useful if... I mean, it wouldn't be useful for this challenge, but when I like having trailing backslashes when I can put something here and then later on as well I can put something else in the message and I can then really mess with the structure. Username is whack double quote, username equals double quote admin. That doesn't look very JSON-y to me though. So the second username property in the JSON. We can't use double quotes. And I don't really think username. Do you want to have one more go, Hamlet? I'm trying to follow. I don't know what to replace. Username equals. You were saying to put this in. I'm not sure I follow. Whack whack double quote. End object, start object. I mean, just that alone, like two objects smashed together don't deserialize. I'm not sure it does. That is similar to what we did in I think like the third level though, where we were using double quotes to beat the whitelist. Yeah, it's escaping the quote. Yeah, it is similar to one that we did previously, which was something like this. It went admin double quote comma, and then like foo bar. So we've done that one, which lets us set the username to be admin, and then this all just becomes noise inside the JSON object and gets ignored. But this feels different to that. What can we do with the backslash? Ooh. Is this it? Whack followed by a new line is not a character escape sequence, but a line continuation. The new line doesn't become part of the string. If that works in JSON, I think we've got it. Admin, whack, %OA. Let's do it in the browser. Admin, proxy, intercept, whack, new line. Didn't like it. Really didn't like it. It didn't even welcome us. What does this object look like? Try it in the middle of admin. Great idea. Whack, new line. Also didn't like it. Serializing, you gotta stop it, because I don't know this is the answer yet. I don't know if it works. It's not working for me, but now I know it's something to do with this. So, ease up on the old spoiler pedal there. Alright, so maybe we're on the right track, or maybe serializing is just trolling the shit out of us. ZZZZ backslash %OA. Didn't work. ZZZZ backslash %OD. Also doesn't work. It's all good serializing. All good. No harm done. Because I still don't know what the hell to do anyway. Put it at the start. Backslash admin. Intercept on. %OA. Doesn't work. Maybe if we dive into the spec, we'll find some edge caseer instance. Can you do admin? OJ, we tried the backspace. Can I ask you a question, OJ? Has backspace and injecting %08 or whack B ever worked for you? Because it's never really done anything for me. Handle it, I will in a sec. Yeah, OJ, if that's ever worked for you, I'm curious, because I've thought the same thing and I've tried it and I've just now thrown it in the, yeah, never, right? It's in my pile of don't bother trying tricks now. It's good. There will be a day. Oh, wouldn't that be a great CTF challenge where you actually make your stuff intentionally listen to that? Like you handle it in the application. No one will solve it. You could make it worth 10,000 points. No one will solve it. Well, okay, some people in chat clearly would have gotten it, but oh dearie me. Okay, so this is interesting. You can't have carriage return line separator in a string. Makes sense. I guess you're supposed to use whack n. Any character may appear in the form of an escape sequence. There's some whack a equals a on the previous page. Really? True. Yeah, why not? Whack admin. There you go. Good spot, Hamlet. Nicely done. Serializing, was that what you did? And is that like you saw it on this page and you saw this and were like, oh, that's why it worked. And here I am, really drilling down on this stuff up here. Is that how you did it? Yeah, that makes sense, Wolf. Yeah, it's like a terminal emulator only thing, hey? That's weird. Characters without special meaning can be escaped as well. Whack A equals A. Oh, what's this whack X stuff? So there's whack U and whack X? Whack X 41. So that works. Are we allowed to use that? Whack X 61 DMIN? No. Cool. Yeah, got it. I think my software tends to punch out whack U, so I'm more used to seeing that. It's just what I think of when I think JavaScript. Whack A is an A. Whack B is a backspace. Whack N is a new line, but whack Z is a Z. Go home, JavaScript, you're drunk. Alrighty. I think that was Hamlet, wasn't it? Was that Hamlet? Yeah. Good catch. Wait. This blue on black is killing me. I'll have to fix chat before next. I won't fix chat. I won't bother. Nicely spotted. Very well done. Guess we're moving on to the next challenge, hey? Green done. Blue done. Gold. Crypto medium. Yuck. Maybe this will be the hash padding. You know what? I'm going to take a quick 2-minute breather. You should go get yourself an ice cream. When we come back, we'll be picking up birdie-gold, the crypto medium challenge. See you all soon as I find OBS and can... There we go. Alrighty, and we're back for birdie-gold crypto challenge. Hope you've all fetched your ice creams. While it's gone, I saw a wild Volvant in the room. So good to have you here, dude. Welcome. Glad you could make it. Hope I don't make too much of a fool of myself, hey? This is not OJ. Couldn't find ice cream. Who's got spare ice cream to share? There's got to be someone. Let's clear our cookies while we wait for this to start up. Yeah, Volvant, I'm doing well, dude. Doing well. Hope you are too. Some wild times we're living in. Ooh, mint coins. Blame Bitcoin. Look, I'll blame Bitcoin for many, many things. Both the person and the Bitcoin. Nah, he's a good dude. Alrighty. birdie-gold. So now I'm guessing, I'm just throwing it out there, this might be the hash padding that we spent so long perfecting last stream. We post ZZZZ and we get back. Doesn't look in that much more hash paddable than it has been so far, but anyway, we have hope. We have hope. So we get a hash, we get session data. We log in as admin, no access for this user. ZZZZ. Does the hash change? No, the hash doesn't change. We change the string. The hash changes. So one of the things that led us last time to think, no, it's not hash padding, was this. ZZZZ. Now, if we mess with this JSON outside of this string here, and it doesn't break the hash, it means we're just hashing this now, and we're no longer hashing the whole thing. So before this double quote here, we put %20. We don't get welcomed. Hamlet? No, I don't think so. Did it? Where are we? What I was doing was I was hitting send Z, send Z, send Z. So I was actually adding a Z each time. That's why they had different hashes. Sorry to confuse there. So our trick from last time where we kind of pad the JSON in a outside of the string still breaks the hash. So it is a crypto challenge. Do we think it's hash padding this time around? Because if we hash pad, if this whole thing has been hashed, which if we cause changes here to happen, it indicates the whole thing is hashed. Okay, what do I mean by hash padding? I'll discuss that in just 1 second. Charge blind. Barney's getting timed out. If this is hash, actually, you know what? Okay, let's stop. Let's explain hash padding. Are there any reverse engineering challenges? Some dude. No, these are, I think, web and crypto only. So we're on birdie-gold, the second last one, crypto medium, and the last one is crypto medium. This could very well be our hash padding as well. We've got 2 crypto ones left. Gross. We've got 2 crypto challenges left. Gross. So no reverse engineering. I mean, technically we could reverse engineer the Docker container, but that's, I've been told, firmly out of scope. Plus, we get given source code anyway. Not that we're allowed to read it, but we get given source code, so that would be a very boring reverse engineering stream. Crypto is fun. Get out. It is not. What is hash padding? Thank you, Barney. All right, let's jump into a scratch pad. That's not what I want. Right, okay, here we go. Whole bunch of A's. When we put that through the... By the way, I thought about how I explained hash padding last time and I didn't like it, so I'm going to try again. When we put that through a hashing machine, such as SHA-1, SHA-2, I don't think SHA-512 is included, MD5, anything based on a particular mathematical construction, hash padding... yeah, the Merkle-Damgard construction, hash extension attack, length extension attack, there we go. We might return to this wiki page shortly. Okay, so SHA-3 is not susceptible. What is SHA-3? Is that SHA-512 or something else? I don't know how the SHA family works, but anyway, SHA-3 is not impacted. The rest are. How do they work? They all start off with an initial state, and that state is published and documented and part of the specification. So think of a machine, think of a hashing machine as, you know, you take it out of the box, it's brand new, it has a state. It's all of its registers are set to a particular static initial value. So then what we do is we get a block, right? So hashing algorithms, a lot of crypto stuff works on blocks. So you'll get the first block, which in this case I've just selected a bunch of A's, highlighted a bunch of A's. Use the block to mutate the state. So it's kind of like putting it into the top of the machine, turning the handle, and then crunching through it, and it changes all those it changes the initial state into a new state, have a new state. And then 4, go to 1. So you repeat this, you start with the initial state, then you grab a slice, you grab a block, put it in the machine, mutate the state. Grab the next block, put it in the machine, mutate the state. Grab the next block, put it in the machine, mutate the state. And all these blocks are fixed size. I'm just selecting a random amount of characters, but this is not to scale. When you get to like the last, the little bit at the end, you can't put something smaller than a block into the machine. The machine takes a full block at a time. So what happens is it gets padded. So I'm gonna grab these last few A's and break them off to make them be a multiple. To make it be the length of a block. I think you append I think it's like hex 80, and then it's null times some amount to actually pad it up, right? And then at the very end, you do something. I think you put the number of bytes needed to pad it so far. So that might be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hex 07. Now that I just made that padding algorithm up myself. I think it's similar to what is used, but it's probably not exactly right. But specifics, you can go read the spec. Point being, there's a method to the madness to getting a full block at the end. And a lot of crypto algorithms, by the way, even if your message is a multiple of the block size, you'll always have a full block of padding right at the end to remove all ambiguity about is there padding, is there no padding. Screw it, let's always put a full block of padding on the end. So there's always some padding. There's never no padding for certain algorithms. Anyway, you've now got a full block size. You put it into your hashing machine, turn the handle, and you have a new state. So after all your blocks have been processed, your machine has a state. That is your hash. The hash is just the state of the machine at the end of processing each block sequentially. How does a hash padding attack work? Let's just join all this back up. Let's assume there was like some secret message at the start, like some key, and then our stuff gets appended to the key, and then some padding gets appended to make it a multiple block size. Then all of this gets fed into the machine to change the state and result in a cryptographic hash. If we know, one, what we put in, I think we need to know what we put in. Maybe we don't. No, we actually kind of don't. If we know the hashing algorithm, I can't type. Number 2, the final state, i.e. the hash. And 3, if we know the length of the secret and the length of what we provided, so that we can calculate how much padding there was. Basically, we need to know how much padding there was, right? If we know how much padding was added, and we can work that out either by knowing the length of both of these, or if we don't know the length of the secret, so we just guess and check this against the online service till we win. We can calculate the hash of, let's say SHA-1 of that plus a new message plus the padding is just whatever. I mean, you need to pad this out when you do this calculation, but whatever. You can basically get for free, without knowing the secret, you can find the hash of the secret followed by whatever garbage you put here, followed by some annoying line noise. You just deal with it, followed by your new message. That is hash padding. So what it can give you is it can allow you to generate the SHA-1 of the secret, which keys the hash, some stuff, some noise, and some more stuff. Why did we want to use this last time? Well, I call this poor man's HMAC, because there is an algorithm called HMAC which defeats this attack. Basically, never ever calculate the hash of something secret followed by some user specified or whatever value and be like, haha, because you don't know the secret, only I can calculate hashes. Like, that's a code smell. Don't do poor man's HMAC. Actually use HMAC. HMAC kind of like double wraps the algorithm and does some other fancy stuff to prevent this, exactly this kind of shenanigans. You know, we were thinking last stream, you know, because we were banned from using double quotes, but we knew we could use double quotes to break out of the string and inject our own stuff into the JSON. We were thinking, you know, we could, if this here was the part that was being hashed, we could do a hash extension. But it's not what's being hashed, so I don't know what the hash extension will do for us. But there's still one more crypto level, so maybe the next level is that. So you're working out the initial internal state that would be used on a pretty much, yeah. You use something like this hash here to seed the hashing machine to then concatenate onto the original message and get the hash of what that would have been, pretty much. It's important to know this will only work if the secret comes first. Exactly. Yeah, it won't unless mens. It will work in that case if you know the secret, so you can go and put it at the end again. But if you know the secret, why are you bothering to do hash extension, right? Kind of defeats the purpose. Just another Gratz wanted to thank you for do stack buffer overflow. Good, awesome. I'm so glad it's of help to you. That makes me happy. Thank you very much for letting me know. Good luck on your ECPPT as well. All the best to you. Yeah, if you got the secret, you win, right, mens? Unless someone's got a poor man's HMAC, but they thought they were being fancy. They'll put a secret at the beginning and at the end, and you know the secret that goes at the end, but you don't know the secret that goes at the beginning. But no, you're right, mens. In general, this only works if the secret is at the beginning. In general, it only works if it's poor man's HMAC as well, which you just shouldn't do. Just use HMAC. God gave us HMAC for a reason. So all that said, I want this to be hash padding because A, I know how hash padding works, kind of. B, we practiced hash padding last stream. C, hash padding is really common in CTFs. But I don't really know how it would help. Like, if we hash pad this whole thing, let's just go and decoder it. If we were to hash pad this, we'd have like hex 80, then a whole bunch of nulls, and then we could put our own JSON there, like whoop-de-doo. Any parser given something that looks like this would probably just blow up anyway, right? I don't really see how that could help us. Thanks for the hash padding info. My pleasure. Use it in good health. And for your benefit, I hope you never have to use it because crypto challenges, yuck. So, I mean, I want this to be hash padding, but I kind of don't really see how it could be at the moment. So what else could it be? Being a crypto challenge, what else could it possibly be? I'm getting responses from the homepage with the correct hash in 2 milliseconds on my, it's not even a LAN, it's actually a network inside the computer. So I don't think it's a timing attack, and timing attack maybe you could say is crypto, but I don't think it's a timing attack on validating this because it's all happening in 2 milliseconds, so I can't learn anything there. Let's check Zeds and the nulls again. We should probably check all the characters, shouldn't we? What am I doing? %00. So we get whack U 0000, which, I mean, gee, I hope this doesn't work because that'd be a weird crypto challenge. Admin %00. Welcome admin. Yeah, so we're admin null, which doesn't meet the requirements. What if we do the old whole bunch of A's? Error too long. The previous crypto one had this in its source code as well, I saw. Too long, too long, too long, too long. Come on. So we actually don't have that much to work with, do we? And I'm not really seeing anything in here that makes me go, oh, there's a whole bunch of hex-encoded A's in there. So that's no good. Is this just another offline brute force, maybe? May as well kick off the burr and see how we go. What are we? Twitch, Elttam, silver. What is this? Gold? Yeah, gold. Brute to gold. So this is our brute forcer from last stream. So let's log in as ZZZZ and get a hash. So for username ZZZZ, right here, this is our hash, there it is. So last time we just threw it at dark code and then rock U. For a HMAC against the word stripped, opening the file as binary. Well, I think of it, let me just chuck a B in there so I don't get confused in a minute. So what we're doing, opening a file like rocku, which is a just big password list. Then we're doing a read lines on it, which makes me feel bad because that's not very Pythonic of me. We should come up with some sort of generator, but brute force goes burr. For each word in that, we remove any white space on either side of that word to get rid of the trailing new line. And we calculate the HMAC of the message, which is this encoded as UTF-8 because it needs to have binary for a HMAC. SHA-256, and if we check if it equals the hash we just pulled out of the web app, and if it is, we print the word. It doesn't make sense for a Cryptos challenge to not have source code available. True, but if the source code for the previous one was available, which was a crypto challenge, it would have been a very easy challenge because it was an offline brute force. And if you can read the code, you can see that it's an empty key. Let's go tar xf opt seclists passwords leaked databases rocku.text.tar.gz. Let's unpack that to /temp. And run the brute forcer. Okay, there we go. It was an offline brute force again. And the HMAC secret is cat dog. Thank you, Menz. I really dig my Docker setup too. Python 3. Let's pull in the libraries that we crave. Let's do the HMAC digest with cat dog as the password, or the HMAC key, I should say. The message being this mess, but we'll change the ZZZZ to admin hashlib.sha256. And I think someone said last stream I can just do hex digest on that. Res equals that. Res dot. Hex. There we go. That's much nicer than using bin ASCII. So let's get this get over here. Set the username to admin. Paste in the hash, and there we go. Admin on birdie-gold. Barely crypto. Yeah, I kind of agree. Offline brute force. I mean, it actually, you know what? Okay, this is a useful exercise. I'll explain mine in a second. Is it crypto? Probably not. I think I agree with you there. But brute forcing signing secrets can be very, very useful. We kind of briefly discussed JOTs on the previous stream, or JSON Web Tokens. For those who don't know what a JOT is, once you see them, you'll probably be like, oh, I've seen those, I just didn't know what they were called. Or you may be like some people last stream who go, I had no idea it was pronounced JOT. So JWT, JSON Web Token. We can put some like data in a JSON object, and we can generate a HMAC SHA-256 signature with the key secret, and you can then give this mess out to someone, and when they give that mess back to you, you can check to see that according to this header, which says that the algorithm is HMAC SHA-256, that this payload, which has whether they're an admin or not, or their user ID or something, you can check to see if this signature was actually constructed using the secret. Now, obviously, secret is a bad password. A lot of people use bad passwords to build their HMACs. So if you're using a website, or if you're testing a website and it's a black box gig, so you're not looking through source code and looking through config files, helping them find the mistakes actually at the source, rather than, if you're doing one of those pen tests where you have to come in from the outside because we want to see if an attacker could actually breach our web app without knowing the source code, it's like, okay, sure. If you see a JOT come back, just toss it at Hashcat, let it go brr while you do the rest of your test. You may be surprised. They may be using a silly secret. And then you can fiddle with the JOT, make yourself an admin and sign your own JOT, and away you go. So brute forcing stuff offline actually is worth knowing how to do. And recognizing when an app gives you everything you need, assuming it's a HMAC SHA-256, when it gives you everything you need to be able to do that effort offline, sometimes it gets you shells. Sometimes it gets you really cool stuff. So very worthwhile knowing how to do it. That's my rant over. Let's go on to the last challenge now. Birdie-gold crypto and birdie-indigo crypto. Totally menstrual, yeah. Copy-paste, yeah. Stack Exchange, I mean, wouldn't it be cool to go through Stack Exchange and find all the bad signing secrets in there and build a word list and then just toss it against all the JOTs you can find on the internet? Like, you'd get some hits for sure. Even if like the example secret isn't something stupid like secret or password or signing secret or whatever, even if it is nice and highly random, if they're using a secret that they copied off Stack Overflow, it's not very good now, is it? So stuff that's brute forceable offline sometimes is worth brute forcing offline. Docker run birdie-indigo. Angle bracket, secret angle bracket. Yeah, we'll leave it empty. That had me, because empty string is not in dark code. It is in RockQ, but it's not in dark code. So use empty string, and you'll at least trick the people who are using dark code to do their brute force. What am I doing? Where am I? Storage, that's what I want. Probably had it open, didn't I? Cool. Cookies cleared. Awesome, Barney. Really good to have you here, dude. You take care, hey? And see you on the tubes. Alright, last level. Let's get this done so we can all go to bed. Log in as ZZZZ. And we get a post. That's definitely a different length hash this time. Much shorter hash. Is that an encrypted copy of ZZZZ perhaps? If we put in more than a block's worth of text, would that get bigger perhaps? Don't know. Let's try logging in as admin. No dice. Let's just go and send this guy to repeater. Let's have a play. So the hash doesn't change. If we make this longer. Aha, we get told to cut it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Aha, so we can only send strings of length 5. Have I checked CryptoPals? I have. I did CryptoPals years ago. Sorry, AtWolf. My brain just broke. Hash extension, it's so going to be just a hash of the username this time. Yeah, probably will, right? Yes, I have done CryptoPals. I'm actually thinking of doing CryptoPals as a stream series as well. To be perfectly candid, I want to get to affiliate, which means I have to stream 7 times in 1 month. So I'm thinking if I do like a bunch of short little CryptoPals things, I can cheese my way and do Twitch affiliates. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm thinking of doing CryptoPals as a stream series, which for anyone who hasn't seen them is like a series that helps you understand crypto primitives and you build it from the ground up. So I'll be using Python because I'm not a real programmer, and we'll be actually building all the primitives and then also breaking the primitives as we go as well. So you have to implement an algorithm and then build a brute forcer with it and build intelligent brute forces and defeat bad encryption. So yeah, I need to learn more crypto stuff too. Hey, we've got to do it. So yeah, that should be cool. Should be cool. Okay, hold up. I'm not yet. Okay, cancel the CryptoPal stream. We don't want to be tempted into. Nah, that sounds cool. Will I use get system? I'm sure we'll find a way. Actually, you know what? If you can find a way for me to use it during the CryptoPal series, yes, I promise you we will use it. So if we send an empty username, we get yawn. Z, we get a hash. How long is this hash? .32 hex characters, so 16 bytes. So what could this be? Sorry for the burp. That was very rude of me. MD5 is 32 bytes, isn't it, Wolf? Yeah, that looks about right, doesn't it? Yeah. Echo ZZZZ dash N into MD5 some. Not quite. So it's not just a dumb hash unless the hash on the server side includes the new line, or unless it's over the entire session data. Well done, Justin. It's not that either. Yeah, it could be the same as before, couldn't it? AtWolf could be the poor man's HMAC, or it could be a real HMAC. Yeah. Let's do the trick. Let's do the trick where... So this is for ZZZZ. Let's do the trick where we pad out the JSON in a non-intrusive fashion. Okay, so that breaks the hash. So the hash is still over the whole thing. But interestingly, it's only letting us send 5 bytes up to put up in here. Yet the hash is over the whole thing anyway. So is that an artificial, meaningless limitation, or is that a meaningful limitation that's meant to actually constrain us from doing something cool? I just want to have a bit of a play for a second, so just bear with me here. Twitch, Elttam, I think this is called Indigo, isn't it? Vim play.py. Python 3 import requests. Requests.post. So let's do a post to the URL with the data being username ZZZZ. Print r dot, what do we want to get out of this? The cookies, don't we? Let's just do that for now. Here's a fun trick, by the way. Python 3 minus I on a file will run the file and then drop you into a REPL. So you can then interactively play around with what you were just doing. When I found this, my mind was blown. It's like poor man's Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is also very cool for when you want to rapidly play in Python. But for when you don't want to bother spinning up Jupyter Notebook, Python 3 minus I, so good. So R gives us cookies. Can we cast it to a list? Empty list. Do we need to get like the response cookies somehow? Because r.text should be empty. Oh no, hang on, what are we doing? Requests follows the redirect. How do we turn that off? Yeah, it's cool, isn't it, Bitcoin? Like, mind blown when I found that out. Also mind blown the day that I heard, I wish I knew who it was. I was watching some conference talk when they said, you can get the ASCII table with man ASCII. And I was like, wow. I think I've now typed man ASCII more times than I've said the words I love you. So, cool trick. Very cool trick. Redirect, not what I want. Python requests, getting started. What OS do I run? I'm shamefully right now running Windows 10 on the bare metal, and above that I'm running Debian in a VM. Just because I found out the hard way that OBS works much nicer on Windows. Works on Linux, but it works nicer on Windows. But day to day I run Debian on the bare metal, and then like a crazy person I run everything inside Docker containers on that. Allow redirects is false. We probably could have guessed that in the amount of time it took us to look it up, couldn't we? Allow redirects equals false. Now do the Python 3 minus I r.cookies. Hey, that looks better. Never got into understanding the purpose of Docker containers, to be honest. Fair enough. They're really, really cool in the development world. They're cool when you want to do rapid prototyping. They're cool when you want to do things like build CTF challenges that just run anywhere. So you just bundle up your just perfectly vulnerable application in the way you want it to be run on the day, and then give it to the CTF organizers. They just run your container and it just works. Me personally, the reason I do it is it's like VMs but lightweight, but then again VMs don't really stop you getting malware on your host anyway. But the idea being, I would feel more comfortable if something I was doing, malware or something went wrong while I was using a container, with the idea being at the end of the day I shut the container down and the malware dies with it. So when I'm working on a project and I want to run something that I might not necessarily trust 100%, if it's for a project, let's say I'm doing a project where I look for security bugs in the foobar stack. You know, I'll run all the security tooling and I'll run everything to do with that analysis and that work in a container, and I'll map all the data, all my work in progress data into that container. And if something exploits that container, the only data that can be stolen is the stuff to do with the foobar stack. So congratulations, like you stole one project's worth of data. At least you can't go and just ransack my home directory. You can't steal or even use my SSH keys. You can't steal or use my PGP keys. You can't take my password manager. You can't take my browser's cookie jar. That's why I use containers. But they're pretty flexible, they're pretty cool, and they've got a whole bunch of uses for different people. So r.cookies, we now can have a look at the cookies we get back. It's basically a big sandbox. It's more like a fake sandbox, right? Maybe it's a sandbox. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get yelled at by people who know what they're saying. If I call it a sandbox, it's not a sandbox at all. It still runs on your kernel, and the security assertions it makes are pretty flimsy, I think. I mean, if you find a Docker breakout, it's treated as a security bug, but it's also treated by the Docker developers. I think it's treated by them as kind of like a, yeah, that's going to happen. Thank you for telling us. We will fix that, but we're also not totally surprised, and we don't feel that stupid because we never told anyone that it's meant to be a security boundary. So it's kind of a sandbox, but you kind of get yelled at if you call it a sandbox, and if someone comes up with a Docker breakout, you're not meant to be that surprised, I think. Do I have my Docker set up on GitHub, Dr. Show? No. It's a brittle, horrible mess that I shamefully keep to myself. So no. Yeah, man, sounds good. When this whole Roni thing blows over, let's grab a beer and talk burp and Docker. All right, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute breather. When we get back, we're going to see if we can polish this last challenge off. I'm thinking I'm going to just chuck a whole bunch of stuff at this server and see if we can start to fingerprint what the hashes feel like. But we'll see. We'll just build a Python harness and we'll have it there in case it's useful. I'm going to get another ice cream. I'll see you all on the other side. Alrighty, we are back. Hopefully the home stretch. Fingers crossed, hey? So what I want to do is I want to pull the cookies out of this response. And if the cookie name is session hash, we want to print it. And let's see if we can see any sort of patterns, maybe. I'm not really sure what we're looking for, but I just thought this might be fun, at the very least. So for cookie in r.cookies, we'll just print the cookie. See that we're on the right track. Yep, that looks good. We will then print dir cookie. Cookie has a... Does it have a dot name? Dot name, yep. So we'll print cookie.name. There we go. If cookie.name equals session hash, print, do we have cookie.value? There we do. Print cookie.value. Cool. So, 5-character length streams birthday paradox. Yeah, I don't think we could birthday attack this because that's what I was thinking too, Wolf. It's funny how admin is 5 characters long and yeah. The birthday attack, which by the way sounds like the worst birthday ever. The birthday attack is all about how when you've got 30 people in a room, it's surprisingly... my brain just broke. It's surprising how many... what the chances are that at least 2 people will have the same birthday. 5 character value that gets blown out to a 32-bit... Not 32-bit. 32-byte. 32-byte? 32-byte? What are we talking here? Python 3. The length of one of these hashes is... Okay, 16-byte. Space. Like it's 16 bytes is astronomically large of a key space. I don't think you'll have a birthday attack going on here. That's just too short of a string being expanded to too big of a key space. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I don't think that there's any sense here in a birthday attack. What do I want to do? For I in range 100. No. For iron range 127. No. For iron range ord small a through ord small z +1. We'll do all this, right? Format character I. So we'll replace this last character. We'll do ZZZA, ZZZB, ZZZC, and so on. And then just like spray down the screen what all the hashes look like. And let's see if there's any sort of pattern in there. It's not what I wanted. Nah, I'm not seeing any patterns. There we go, string.ascii letters. That is a great idea. Import string. Yeah, that's so much better than what I was trying to do. String.ascii letters. No, I'm not seeing any patterns in here. No, it's string. Wolf. Python 3. Import strings. Yeah, it's definitely string. Let's go I times 5. So we've got like A, B, 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 C, 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 C. Yeah, I'm not seeing any patterns here. Like I was thinking maybe we'd see something where only a certain part of the hash is changing each time, but these hashes feel... Dang it, I should have got water on that break. Oops. These hashes feel pretty noisy to me. 16 byte can mean ASCII or AES. Yeah, I was thinking that 16 bytes could be a particular block size. I mean, we don't learn that much by 1 character and 5 characters all having the same length. They did have the same length there, didn't they? Pretty sure it's 32 as well. Yeah, it is. I mean, if when the string got longer, it all of a sudden the hash got longer, that would indicate like a block cipher and us crossing a block boundary. What is the length of the JSON? Great question. So for 5 Zs, which is the maximum we're allowed, once we decode it, twenty bytes. Yeah, MD5, ASCII. Sorry, the letters are too close together. I need glasses. What is your name? Alcy? Am I getting that right? Sorry about that. Yeah, it could be MD5. Could very well be. Do we want to do the brute force again with MD5 instead of like HMAC MD5? I don't know. Let's go and grab the gold brute forcer. Do we just do the exact same operation for hashlib.md5? Maybe, I don't know. Let's go and get a fresh hash. So 5 Zs. This is the hash. So I'll add an extra Z in here. That's our new hash. Let's just chuck Rocky at it. For a MD5 HMAC brute force. If this works, I'll just be mad. What if it's combining the letters before hashing? How do you mean, Hamlet? What if the order of characters is not important? Well, like it's rearranging the characters and hashing it. That would just be rude. That would be so rude. We can give that a go later maybe, but it doesn't strike me as a CTF challenge to guess the reordering of the letters, or even something like reversing the order then hashing it seems rude. We did the trick where we pad out the data, didn't we? Can we check adding space in the JSON? I was just thinking that, yeah. I'm not sure if we tried that already. %20. Yeah, so we don't get welcomed if we get rid of that space. Yeah. Tried adding spaces or other control characters. No, we haven't. We haven't really tried all the control characters. We haven't tried all the ASCII characters. Let's do that. Let's do that intruder trick. See what comes back. Let's send this to intruder. So we'll go % and then all the hex characters. I just realized we can probably actually reuse the same intruder configuration for each, for all of it. I always put 1 there. I should be putting 0. That's why we didn't get the null byte last time. Old habits die hard. Let's chuck, % and then all the hex characters at this. We want to follow the redirects. Let's not follow the redirects just yet. Let's have a look at what this looks like, and then we'll follow the redirects. Okay, so what statuses do we get back? We get a bunch of 300 redirects. In fact, we always get 300. Like, even these characters outside the ASCII range that we used to get, I think, 500 errors for, it always accepts it. We get a 400 for when we don't have a number there for the base case. That's to be expected, but everything else is a redirect. The length, does the length change? Yeah, so it's 569 for when it doesn't need to encode those characters. Right. And it jumps up to 571 as soon as it does need to encode them. Interestingly, it looks like %22. Yeah, we can do the double quote trick, but we only have 5 characters to work with. But yeah, all the characters work. Some of them get encoded, some of them don't. None of them get JavaScript encoded. They only get URL encoded when necessary. But they all work. So just for shits and grins now, let's follow the redirects always and respect the cookies we get. Just to see what it looks like. Can we search the hashes online? That is a great idea. Let's do that. Is there some form of hash extension attack if you know the characters after your new input you want to add? Wolf, could you maybe give an example of what you mean? Yeah, we'll do that in a second. That's a great idea. What if it's actually MD4 just to fuck with you? Could be any of these things. So with the redirect, we only get a single 400. Everything else comes back 200 after we follow the redirect. The response for a length of 955, which it looks like it is for a bunch of control characters, we don't get welcomed. And then for length 1006, we probably are getting welcomed. Yeah. So for space, we get welcomed. %27, we get something HTML encoded. Same thing for %26. What about for like 3C? Is there cross-site scripting here? No cross-site scripting. Submit the JSON login as username A, and then you want to add DMIN. No, Wolf, that's not really hash paddable. Because where's that scratch pad I had? Here. Hash padding, you get this line noise in the middle. You get the padding separating the first pass from the second pass, and I don't know if hashing is like some of the crypto algorithms that the rules say you always have to have the padding, even if it's a multiple of the block length. Like, even if this part is a multiple of the block length. But even still, with only 5 bytes to play with, we're probably not able to ensure that we end up on a block boundary anyway. And yeah, maybe it's a bit out of left field though. We can come back to it. I was going to Google some hashes, wasn't I? That's what I was going to do. Let's just log in as PASSWD, because surely PASSW. Oh, that's 6 characters. Dang it. What's a 5-character string or less that would definitely be in like online hash lookups? Ideas in the chat. What is a nice short string that would definitely be in hash lists? Yeah, Ulan. This is like, welcome, a CTF live stream. We're doing some old CTF challenges put out by the Elttam crew back at the beginning of the month. So it's from Elttam. They published a couple of Docker images that are essentially old CTF challenges. That's exactly what we're doing. It's what we do every stream, whenever I bother to stream. So welcome, really good to have you here. Login, I like that. Login, guest, I like that even more. GUEST. Welcome, guest. So this is the hash. Let's copy that. So it's not in Google. Someone last stream said to use CrackStation, which is a great idea also. Fun. How many of these will we get? Just the one. Not found. I noticed the message in your login doesn't say please try to log in as that. True. It doesn't either. I don't think all of them said that though. Yeah, maybe you would have to brute force something else like admin in another language maybe. But I also don't think all the challenges to date necessarily said try to log in as admin. So I don't think it's unique to this one. It worked? No? Did something work and I missed it? The CrackStation? No, the CrackStation came back red. MD5 SHA-1 user. Why not? It could be. ZZZZZ. Let's get a hash. A clean hash for 5 Zs. Looks like this. 2F. Echo -N 1 2 3 4 5. It helped if I hash it, doesn't it? SHA-15 some. No, thank you. Echo -N that into MD5 some. F88. No bueno. Does the OE all digits collision thing work in Ruby? Maybe. But that's predicated on there being a... Thing is, that's predicated on the hash for admin in whatever fashion they've hashed it up being 0E and then all numbers. Maybe they picked MD5 because it was easier for them to brute force that, but it's a pretty odd... That's that, you know. Because the thing with the 0E trick, okay, for anyone who doesn't know the 0E trick, do I have PHP installed? Nope. Apt update and... Let's pick on PHP for a second. Oh, I'm in the Docker container, aren't I? There you go, everyone. I've done it again. There is my Docker container password. I get to rebuild my Docker container. Dang it. At least I use good passwords, hey. Which distro am I using? Debian. Yeah, Uno's. I'd be lying if I said that was the first time I've done that, by the way. The good old sudo 3 password prompt, hey, where it turfs you out after 3 wrong guesses and you end up putting your password in to the prompt. Joy. But no, that's a container that I only use on my local host. And so if you have a shell in one of my local host Docker containers right now, as me, you can privesk. But apart from that, it won't really do you too much good. Yeah, I should have at Wolf. Hey, I thought about it. I thought of bringing up the privacy screen, but alas, I did not. Pulling down packages over 4G. Lovely. Professional streamer, yes. Very much so. I mean, at the same time, if you all knew the lengths that I went to prepare my machine so that I wasn't spilling anything, you might be a bit impressed, but mistakes happen, hey? Nobody's perfect. Definitely not me. I am far from perfect. Why even have a sudo that asks for password in a Docker container? Great question. Why have password on sudo to begin with? It's so that if someone shells, like for example, my burp, I'm running burp as Justin, and if I went to a malicious website that shelled burp, then you'd get a shell as Justin. With a password on sudo, you then can't get to root inside that container without knowing the password or finding a local privesk bug, like a bug in sudo, like we've had bugs in sudo over the years. Why would you want to privesk inside a container? Maybe it helps you with your Docker breakout 0-day that you're sitting on and want to use. Yeah, it would basically make it easier to escape the container. There's nothing really that you could do inside the container. With the volumes that I map in, you could do this, right? Because /twitch, right? That's actually a volume mount. So if we go mount grep twitch, you'll see that I'm actually volume mapping that directory. So if you have root inside the container, you could drop a suid binary in /twitch, and that suid binary then pops out on my host. And if you've also got a shell in my host, you could use that suid binary to get root on my host, right? So there are reasons why you want to sudo only when necessary and have a password gate on your sudo. There are things you can do with sudo that you, even in a container, you couldn't do otherwise. PHP-A. So what am I doing? The 0e trick that Wolf just mentioned. PHP, if you have a hash like 0e, the hash is 1 2 3 4 5 A B C D E, equals 1 2 3 4 5 A B C D E. I think I need to do echo and then semicolon. Yeah, obviously they're equal, right? You get 1. If you go A B C D E F, and on this one over here you go A B C D E 0, they're not equal. You don't get the 1, right? Simple. If you have a hash of 0e 1 2 3 4 5 on the left and a hash of 0e 1 2 3 4 6 on the right, they're equal. What? The equals operator in PHP does what's called type juggling. It'll look at these two as strings and I think it works like this. It compares them and goes, well, they're not equal strings. But maybe if they were both numbers, then they would be equal. Because it looks at this and it sees 0e 1 2 3 4 5. Because you might know the notation like 1e5, echo 1e5. Yeah, it's like 10,000. 10,000, 100,000? 100,000. 5e 6e2. Can't type. Still can't type. 600. 6.5e2, 650. It's like scientific notation. So what PHP does is it scientifically expands these two under scientific notation, and all of a sudden they're equal. Equals, they stop being equal. Now, at Wolf, what's important about this though is it only works when there's 0e and then numbers. If you do 0e 1 2 3 4 f, it stops type juggling them, because this is no longer a scientific notation number. So even if I can see people in chat are saying that Ruby doesn't type juggle like this, but even if it did, for this attack to work, you need a hash that is OE and then only numbers. There can't be any letters. So the odds of whatever regime under which the application is doing its hashing of this to get that, the odds that admin is 0E and then only numbers and no letters, it feels unlikely, right? And Elttam would have had to really try hard to basically brute force a secret that fits that very narrow case of hashes. So the OE trick is cool, but it kind of happens naturally, not all that often, and I'm hoping this challenge is a natural feeling challenge. Barney said a minute ago, what if it's MD4? What if it is MD4? Let's send all this here to Dakota. Dakota's URL. Dakota, no, hash as MD4. F763 doesn't match. Let's just try ZZZZZ hash as MD4. It's 58 BC. Also doesn't match. It looks like it's not MD4 either. We didn't check the MD5 of JSON. I thought we did. I thought we did that in a shell. But why not? It's not what I want. I want this. Dakota's URL. Hash as MD5. We get 3A50, which doesn't match. Now I'm kind of curious, if we send this to repeater, if we replace one of these Zs here with a URL encoded version, %7a, the hash still gets respected. So the hashing does happen over the unencoded data, right? Otherwise that there would have broken the hash. So it's another little assurance that our hashing strategy is sane. I don't know if we ever checked back on that rock U brute, did we? Where did we run it? So we copied it here, we edited it. Did we ever run it? I think we did run it, but I think when I resized this window, it ate some text. Can you send the first 2 bytes of the hash? Interesting. If we get rid of the last nibble of the hash, it breaks. If we get rid of the last byte of the hash, it breaks. If we get rid of everything except for the first 2 bytes, I'm guessing you mean that, like the first 2 hex bytes. No good. Get rid of a byte of that. Also no good. Good idea. Great idea. No cigar. What if we go back to our old tricks with the username bracket? Cut it out. It's not happy with us. If we do ZZZZZ space, I think we've tried this already. Yeah, we get cut it out. What if we just do username equals Z bracket? Oh, that worked. What does that give us? Probably nothing useful, right? Yeah, we get username is double quote, square bracket, double quote, Z, double quote, square bracket, double quote, like the most busted JSON ever. My burp has so many tabs open? Nah, it's not a lot till it spills over into the next row, and then the next row, and then the next row. Error says, are you peasant or god? We want to be god, right? Good point. I mean, the fact that it's blocking the word admin makes me think it wants us to be admin. And I think other challenges have also said, are you peasant or god? So I don't think that's anything new. What if it's, oh god. Yeah. Still no dice. What does it say on the welcome message? It says, are you a peasant or a god? And once we log in, just a peasant user, I see. And we've got an image of a drinking bird. And I swear to God, if this is a stego challenge, I'll be pissed. Is the use of bracket bracket still limited to 5? I wonder why I blocked you with... Probably because when you do username bracket bracket, it causes noise to occur, right? You get like the, it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exactly in length. So it probably does the expansion before it does the length check, I would say. Yeah, if we add an extra byte here, now it blows up and tells us to cut it out. Alright, I'm dying of thirst here. I'm just going to take a quick, literally 30-second break. I'm going to go grab a glass of water, and I'll be back in a second. And we're back. Make sure you stay hydrated, everybody. At this point, I'd have a script brute forcing the username in the back. Maybe, but I'm pretty sold on it being admin. For a crypto challenge, I don't think we're expected to do an online brute force of which username to use. I really think that we still have to become admin, especially because it's blocking the word admin. Bitcoin, good to see you, dude. I thought I saw you say something earlier. Bitcoin, have you just turned up or have you been lurking for a little bit? What methods are available? Gee, that's a good question. Get and post. Head. Yeah, head's available, but I'm not sure what good that does us. Put. We get a 404 for put. I'm not sure what other methods you'd be curious to play with, but I think post is the one that's going to make us happy. Yeah, cool, dude. Good to have you here. Pwn function, dude. So good to have you here. Welcome. I got to say, dude, thank you very much for all of your cross-site scripting challenges. I've been playing tag team with a mate at work and going back and forth on a couple of those. They're a lot of fun, so thank you very much for putting those out into the world. We really appreciate it. Really good to have you here. I wish we were doing something fun like that. We're currently stuck doing crypto. No offense to the Elttam folks in the room, but I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. Crypto, yuck. We're working on a crypto challenge. Something like admin, another word. Poorly written regex, for example. Yeah, maybe. I mean, admin whitespace or like ZZZZZ whitespace also tells us to cut it out. Z space. Yeah, I think it's pretty robust in its length check. El Lamo. Options. Okay, yeah, cool. Options. I call me silly, but I just so rarely have gotten shells with my options. I forgot how to check the verbs that are accepted. It doesn't want to tell us. So far, has all the crypto been brute forcing so far? How many cryptos have we had? We had one last stream. Then we had web, crypto, which was another guessing one, cat dog, and now we've got this one. Yeah, at Wolf, I think so too. It's not likely to be hash collision. Plus that makes it an online search then, which I don't think we're expected to do. Maybe we are. I mean, I originally poo-pooed having to do an offline brute force, but we had to do that for 2 other challenges. Why did it change from 256 to 128? Don't know. We don't know. We've already tried doing a brute force with Rock U for HMAC MD5. I mean, it could be poor man's HMAC. We could have to brute force that. MD5 is not so broken that there's like a public collision for admin, is there? Like a public collision for admin that's less than 5 bytes. Are the other JSON elements included in the length check? I don't know, Atwolf, but it's not really up to us to influence them anyway. So, yeah. MD5 collision admin. I don't know how tragically broken admin MD5 is. This looks pretty relevant, right? I don't think there's going to be a collision for the word admin, is there? Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I'm just brainstorming here. Yeah, there's probably no collision. I mean, I think if there was I don't like that at all. I think if there was a collision for the word admin, it'd be pretty high up on this Google search here. And besides, I mean, we've figured out this is not just plain MD5. So it would be like it's either a HMAC or a poor man's HMAC, which is like a salted hash, and we can't be expected to collide with a poor man's HMAC or a HMAC where we don't know the secret anyway. So that's actually no good to us. Because if we could just put the hash of the word admin there, we'd be done anyway. And finally, I think the hash is over the whole JSON thing, not just the string in the middle. Could be CBC Mac. Could be CBC Mac. I don't know what CBC Mac is. Is a CBC Mac just a Mac, or well, it probably doesn't use a hashing algorithm, so it's probably not. Yeah, okay. So it's just encryption, but using the last block only. Yeah, it would be weird, wouldn't it, Hamlet? Really weird. So we know that when like when a single byte in the plain text changes, the hash changes catastrophically. So it seems like it is some sort of genuinely cryptographic hash or encryption. And we know we can do stuff like double quotes. But with a length limit of 5, it doesn't really get us anything. Z, 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 Z. New line? Yeah, that busts the length limit as well. How about we send to intruder? This doesn't feel like a crypto thing, but anyway, whatever. We do the percent, all the hex digits trick to see if there's some magic character that lets us bypass the length limit. It doesn't look good. And it wouldn't really make that much sense for a crypto challenge either, right? That's more of a web challenge. Let's just move this out of the way. Crypto, crypto, crypto. The hash is the length of MD5. We could do a brute force against poor man's HMAC, I just don't want to. We could try hash padding that just to see if it smells like poor man's HMAC. Decrypt the hash using AES-ECB with RockU as keys. That's not a bad idea, actually. I kind of like that. And yeah, we get this here, decrypt it. And look for ZZZZZ in the outputs as like a known plain text. Oh, my chat's jumping around everywhere. 20 does not fit in a block. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that gives me a reason to pause as well. I mean, it could be like the CBC Mac, but serializing, not yet. Thank you though. Let's not go the tips just yet. I'd feel terrible if I took a big spoiler for the last challenge and didn't feel like I gave all the challenges an honest go. But I also don't want to have a separate stream just for this challenge, so we'll see how we go. Give me a little while longer and I'll let you know. Thank you for the offer. And thank you for asking as well. Yeah, 20 does not fit in a block, but what if it's just the username part only encrypted? It's probably not though, because when we put those spaces in the middle of the JSON, the hash broke, so it's probably not that. Try length extension is fast to check. It is too. You're right. And we do kind of have it set up already. Yeah, let's do that. What have we got? Twitch, Elttam. Let's just go .silver vn bin activate. That just brings in our hash pumpy, and then we copy silver. I think I called it play, didn't I? Ugh. I've already got a play. Pump.py. So what did our script from last time look like? So this a signature we had was just a pheasant user. This time it is just a peasant user. So we have try access, which takes a session data and a session hash. URL encodes the session data, doesn't encode the session hash, that's fine. We have optional proxies for burp, and then it gets it with the cookies being that and the proxies being that if we're doing burp. And then we print out the hash of the page, we'll just comment that for now. And then for length attempt in range 256, new hash, new username, we do tuple unpacking over hash pump. This here looks like we need to go and get, for ZZZZZ, the session hash. Username, we have an extra Z there. We want to append YYYY. Where is our algorithm for hash pump? Does it just do like SHA-1 by default, but we can optionally specify a different one or something? Python 3, import hash pump. Where did I install hash pump? Is it outside the virtual environment? Was it hash pumpy? I think it was hash pumpy. Silver vn bin activate Python 3 hash pumpy. Where did I install the hash pumpy library to last time? Did I just put it outside my virtual environment and then lost it, did I? I don't think it is hash pump capitals. I just copy pasted the import line. What have I missed? Just play a crypto wiki. I don't know of one, but yeah, Crypto Pals is a fantastic resource. Definitely do Crypto Pals. Serializing it auto detects, does it? Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Okay, guess it's based on length. Great. Now I just need to find where I put hash pumpy. What's going on? What am I doing wrong at the moment? Is my virtual environment just broken, is it? Had the same issue last time. Did I? Well, Do you remember what I did to fix it last time? Because I don't. This is the Python 3 dev. No, this is different. If this is what you're thinking of, at Wolf it was different. Sudo apt install Python 3 dev. Hang on. Am I inside Docker? Yes, I am. Why is my password not working now? Alright, privacy screen up. Let me figure out what's going on with this password. Where are we? There we go. No, my password manager is just literally not working. It's not even typing. Where is the password going to? Oh, okay. I had a full screen thing up and I had a GPG agent prompt yelling at me. Now I've got like 50,000 GPG prompts yelling at me, one after the other. Yeah, my Docker container became the CTF. Exactly. Alright. That's weird. I thought PGP agent should have kept that in memory, but it didn't. Come on, hurry up. Has your container been rolled back? It certainly has, that Wolf, yeah. This machine got shut down and booted up again today. So yeah. When a container gets shut down, it all gets flushed. Which is kind of the beauty of containers. Each time you spin it up, you need to reinstall anything you haven't baked into your image, but on the bright side, it's all nice and clean. What? Why? Maybe now if I pull in the silver VN, it will work. But now do I have hash pumpy? So when you install Python 3 dev, all your virtual environments kind of go wonky. And then if you remove it, they go wonky again. Great. I've prepared some crypto challenges for CTF. Maybe you can check them out for next stream. Look, I don't normally do crypto CTF stuff, so I think I'll pass on that. But thank you. I do appreciate the offer. And I'm sorry, I don't normally like doing crypto that much. And as much as I'm going to be doing crypto pals soon, that's more of a learning than a beating my head against the desk sort of exercise. All right, hash pumpy. This should now work, I think. And it will tell us if things are hash pumpable over the entire JSON message. Let's give it a go. I thought I got rid of that. Maybe did I not save this? Okay, there we go. That's better. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't appear as though it's pumpable. I mean, just for shits and grins, we can try pumping just over the ZZZZ stuff. I don't imagine this is going to work either. I think if we pump just the ZZZZ, there was something else we have to fix, isn't there? Yeah, we would need to wrap this in some JSON. So what did that look like before I mangled it? Change these to single quotes, and now we have that. Oh, this is going to be awful. I'm not doing that. I'm doing this. Yeah, serializing. Yeah, format doesn't work when you've got curlies hanging out. No, I don't think we do want to JSON.dumps it because whenever you send a double quote up to the service, it doesn't escape it for you. That's a lot of stuff in burp. Whoops. If we just send a double quote, you can see there's 3 double quotes here hanging out. Whereas if we JSON dumped, that would get encoded, which is actually not what the service is expecting us to do. So I don't think we want a JSON dumps here. But in general, yes, you do want to JSON dumps it. Absolutely. You never do this unless you're intentionally crafting input that you think the other end of the line is naively accepting. So now we strip the top and tail off here. This is all like a bit of a brittle mess. I don't really trust it much anyway, but someone said a second ago, why wouldn't it be pumpable? It wouldn't be pumpable if it's a HMAC. Or if my code sucks at hash extending. That would be the 2 reasons why. So the reason we went through this exercise of doing hash pump here was to see if it smelled like poor man's HMAC. And it doesn't smell like poor man's HMAC. It smells like real HMAC or something else crackheaded. What else could it be? I'm sure you're all sick of hearing me say that as well. Alright, no spoilers just yet, but does anyone have any ideas of things we haven't explored yet in the vein of crypto CTF challenges? Ruby would never, ever, ever truncate a hash, would it? If it started with a null. What have I got an intruder? ZZZZZ% something. Let's just kick off this attack here and look for something that comes back with a null. You know, we can have null anywhere in it, can't we? Is that on an even boundary? 1, 2, 3. No, it's not. I like that one there. Let's send this to repeater. Send. Yeah, so if we, are we free to, hang on, where's my 0, 0? There it is, 1, 2. I mean, if we're free to change anything after this null here, because maybe there's a stir comp going on type operation that terminates on a null. I don't think Ruby would be doing that. Like, Elttam would have had to have tried really hard to implement that. So ZZZZZ capital G gives us that. So let's just send that off. Send this here to repeater. Yep, so now can we change this 16? So we've got that there to 17. Nah, no welcome. So there's no null truncation going on. It's not a silly thing where you go like capital A DMIN. No, it's not. Alright, I'm a little bit stumped, and as much as it pains me to do it, I know Bitcoin knows me quite well. So I do appreciate serializing. You offered a hint a minute ago, but Bitcoin, if you're there and if you're willing to give me a hint that you think might just barely help me, you know me fairly well, what would you say to me to not spoil anything too much, but to help me get off stream? What would you say to help me wrap this up so we can go to bed? Maybe the 5-character limit is to allow non-printable bytes in the username, otherwise we could bypass it. I'm not sure quite what you're saying there. Maybe it's to allow non-printable. Yeah, I'm not sure I follow, sorry. Bitcoin, one idea, have a look at proxy history. What, all of it? All of it? So this is all my mess here. Look at proxy. I don't quite know what to do with that, dude. Are you just telling me that I had it but moved on from it, or are you telling me that there's something might help? Not 100% sure though, as I haven't seen it myself. Window wasn't full width. Might help. How long ago are you thinking? Am I getting warmer, dude? Because I got no idea what I'm looking for here. The Python script idea is good. Okay. What is the logout request? I'm guessing it just tells the server to tell me to dump my cookies. If I click logout, I send my cookies up and then it tells me, yeah, to just dump my cookies. My Python script idea is good. Most recently I was doing hash pump. It's been a while since I've done anything else. Right, so maybe I should be looking at my proxy history for my hash pump stuff. Okay, I'm just going to run it again. Let me remove this comment and print those hashes again. Let me get some fresh hashes. Right, the script might have suddenly failed because of your check function, which you could confirm by looking at burp history. Got it, Bitcoin. Yeah, I just had a scrub through there looking at my length column. And the length is the same for all of them. But okay, Bitcoin. Yep, cool. Got it. I understand. So let's go back to this. Let's actually print out those hashes of the page response text, which should pretty clearly tell us if we ever have any sort of interesting thing go on. So now I've got this. I don't think this is the right way to do it. I think I should be doing it over the whole dictionary. Let me just get a fresh hash and we'll do this and then we'll back that change out. So for Z, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my hash. Yeah, we'll back out this awful change I made a second ago soon. 2F, 2E. So that for... Oh, I've only got 4 Zs there. Maybe that has something to do with a failure, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're pumping over just the inner bit, which again I don't think works, but so there's all our hashes. Okay, so all the responses were the same. So now let's back out the mess I made. Okay, so I had username ZZZZ. That could be what caused the failure. There should be 5 Zs in there. Okay. Let's print the hashes this time just for completeness. No good. Do you want to try to pump 5 wires? I don't think it makes a difference. Just as long as I'm trying any hash pump with something to give it something to work with, I don't think it needs to be 5 wires. I don't think it matters. Wires would fail. Why would the wires fail? It's not valid JSON, you're right. And I was kind of expecting the whole page to blow up with like a 500 if it tried to deserialize invalid JSON. But just a go away Siri. Just a single quote here doesn't cause a blow up of like 500. So yeah, you're right. We do need to keep the JSON legal. I was thinking that, you know, 500s would be our canary in the coal mine, but it can't be. It's a great call. But I don't think you only do pump the middle bit, right? Because if we put some white space, oh, I'm going insane now. If we put some white space here, right, this normally doesn't work. At Wolf, I think it would blow up. Right. For example, Python 3 import JSON, JSON.loads, empty object. 2 empty objects, blows up. It's fine to have like a list of empty objects, but that's not what we're doing. We're just 2 empty objects smashed up, causes an explosion. If your username value has a quote in it, then you're pumping into a JSON string. Yeah, okay, interesting. Interesting. Right, I get it. Okay, yep. So if we go like username is single quote, comma, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, okay, that's not going to help me. Yeah, I like this. Username value. Let's see if we can leave our JSON dangling. Right? How can we do that? With 5 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah! Put in a single backslash. Get this here. Send to decoder. Decoder's URL. Okay, so this here, you've got username, open double quote, escapes double quote, a curly. This here, when it gets hashed, will have trailing noise, and then we pump it, and then we close the quotes, and we close the object. And if we can pump that, then we'll just pump it with pump, double quote, comma, username, admin. Yeah, okay. I like this. Hamlet, let's leave the JSON dangling with a backslash. And then pump. Cool. My mistake was when I was pumping before, I was expecting valid signature, illegal JSON to give me like a 500 dead canary, but it won't. Username is backslash. This is what it looks like. Send to decoder. Decoder's URL. Grab that. I think I need to escape that backslash there for Python's sake. We want to pump it with YYYY actual double quote. So you know what, let's change those to ticks. YYYY double quote curly. All right. Username, open double quotes, literal double quote, curly, the original hash padding, YYYY, double quote, curly. I like it. Let's put the hash in to our pump script. Let's send it off and leave our hashes in the output. Dang it. No good. What are we doing wrong? Let's go look in burp. Send to decoder. Decoder's URL. Username. Double quote, literal quote, curly, X, noise, Y, double quote, curly. The win condition we'll get to shortly. All I want to do right now is prove the idea that we can pump this. I don't think that's too insane. Jason's not normally too unhappy about things like all these nulls and the 08 and the 78. I think we saw before that this level's pretty tolerant. Let's encode this as ASCII hex. No, let's encode this as base 64. Import base 64. JSON.loads base 64.b64. Decode that. Okay, so Python's unhappy because UTF-8. What if we be real chic and go just Python 2? Invalid control character. So is that actually not valid JSON? How am I checking if the pump was okay? Aha, okay. What I'm actually doing is firing off the request, and then I'm printing out the SHA-256 of the response text after I'm not following any redirects here. I'm literally getting the root with the cookies that I've pumped. Then I just hash the response. And I'm getting 256 of the same response. So none of them are giving me any sort of welcome message. If I was getting any welcome message or the page differed in any way, one of those hashes would be different. Or n of them would be different if I'm wrapping around a block size of length attempts. Do you have to pad in a way that matches the hash algorithm's padding scheme? Hash Pumpy should be looking after that for me. Right? All of this line noise here, that as long as Hash Pumpy can hash pump a MD5 and is auto detecting it to be the right algorithm, then the padding should look after itself. Hash Pumpy should look after it. Yes, you have to get the padding correct for the pump to work, yeah. But Hash Pumpy does it for you. But yes, it has to be right. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Bitcoin. Great call. How do I JSON in Ruby? Ruby load JSON. Require JSON. And then JSON.parse the string, maybe. I'm not a Rubier. Require base 64. Okay. What was JSON.parse? Okay. So we've got something that looks like this. Let's just build it up. Username is ZZZ, like whack. Probably got to escape the escape there, right? Right, yeah, of course. Slash, looks like this, looks like slash, double quote, close curly, padding noise, y. What am I doing? I am fading hard. Oh, and I've just opened up IRB over the top of my editor. Good job. Foreground %1, quit that. Twitch, Elttam, Indigo. Come on, there we go. Vim pump. What if I just, okay, here we go. JSON.parse. That. And then I'm doing the padding, and then I'm doing this. Okay, so that is legal. But is all that padding noise legal? So here's my base 64 encoded copy of just one example of it. So what can I do? Require base 64, B64, A to B, Ruby base 64. This is probably killing Bitcoin, by the way, to watch me do this. Okay, JSON.parse that. Okay, it doesn't like the UTF-8. Well, Bitcoin will fight you. Okay, so Ruby doesn't like the UTF-8. What do I do about this? What do I do about this even? Bitcoin, you said happy to see you in IRB. I was in IRB, but I literally just got turfed out of IRB. How does that even happen? Like, did I just crash IRB hard enough to kick me right out? Yeah, cool. Hard error. What's it keeling over on? Hex 80, whole bunch of hex 79s. My brain is breaking. Alright, you know what? It's getting a little bit late for me. I do have to go. Careful with single quotes. Oh, come on. Okay, 2 more minutes. $70, $80. None of these are actually really outside the ASCII range, are they? Apart from the hex 80. What in here is it dying on? Null? Really? Well, that's not going to help me at all, is it? Unless I'm allowed to have it in keys, but not values. But even then, I don't think I can leave myself dangling in a key context. Right? If it's dying on a null... start this again. I probably should actually be writing a function to do this for me, but anyway. At Wolf, yes. Unless maybe you can get yourself to a multiple of the block length. Maybe if you get yourself to a multiple of the block length, you won't have nulls in your padding, but yeah. Just find a way for JSON.parse to succeed with a null and be done. Find a way for JSON.parse to succeed with a null and done. Okay, how could we get JSON.parse to succeed with a null? URL encode's not really going to help us because the nulls come about from the hash padding that we have to include to actually do a hash pump. Did you know on a previous challenge? I can't remember at Wolf, did I? I think it might be different here because it's actually part of the padding that comes out of the hash pumping. I'm guessing I need to get myself into a particular JSON context, maybe? I don't think it's a URL encoding matter. Oh, when I hash pump, do I actually... Okay. Right. No, okay. New hash, new username. The new username, maybe I need to reformat that and turn my nulls into whack u 0000. Maybe. I need to actually, I don't just throw raw binary up the guts of this thing. I need to make it JavaScript encoded and friendly and whatnot. What is this code language? This here is Python, but we're attacking a Ruby service. Hence, I'm playing around in the IRB Ruby REPL here, doing some exploration. So we've got Ruby and Python going on. New username equals new username dot replace. I think it's a binary string, isn't it? I don't know. Can I just go like print type new username? Is that how it works? Yeah, it's in bytes. New username equals new username dot replace null with whack u 0000. Alright. YOLO swag, just throw it up there. Nope, no good. But my idea was to be doing whack u 0000. Is that actually a null byte? And is it a null byte for the purpose of hash calculation? Probably not. Probably not a null for the purpose of hash calculation. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. But it feels like to me if I was writing this as an actual bit of software, not just a challenge, I would validate the hash on the raw cookie value. I wouldn't throw it to a JavaScript decoder and then get that back and then do the hash validation. That doesn't really make sense to me. Damn it. Feels like we're close-ish. But look, I did say about 10 minutes ago that I had 5 more minutes into me. 5 more minutes, then I'm actually gone. Bitcoin strongly agrees, but just find a way for JSON to pass the succeed with a null byte and done. Okay, just find that and be done. Got it. Can I have null bytes here? No, I can't have null bytes in keys either. Surely I can't do this. Surely I can't have a null byte as an integer. No. If you want a string can get a null byte, you can do. Oh, okay, right. I thought you were telling me there that that's how to win. But okay. Thank you. So I can't have the null byte simply be a weird number. I don't think I can have it in a string, or at least not naively in a string. Stack Overflow for can I put nulls? Ruby JSON parse null. This doesn't look relevant. Wolf, I don't think single quotes are actually legal in JSON anyway. So Z as Z, that's fine. Z as that, yeah. Yeah, Wolf, you can't have single quotes in JSON, I don't think. It's not like in YOLO programming languages where you can use single quotes or double quotes, whichever takes your fancy. Yeah, you can't have single quotes in JSON. Search for single quotes at crockford.com. My copy paste is not working between host and VM. So crockford.com/mckeeman.html. Legal JSON might be a distraction, but single quotes aren't the answer. Okay. Okay, right. Bitcoin. So there's some horrible thing that you can do to Ruby. So that it's illegal JSON, but gets through, maybe is what you're saying. Radio. Okay. I'm done. I'm sorry. I have to go. This, I think, is a fun little challenge. I don't really know where we're going with it, but I feel like there's a few more layers that we can peel back here. I think it might be worth spending a bit of time here as well. So I'm going to make another stream out of this, and it's 11:30 here, and I've just got to go. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out and your persistence and patience tonight. Your company has been amazing. Thank you, Bitcoin, for your nudges in the right direction. This is turning into a really fun challenge now. It feels like it's not just hash padding. It's not just crypto. There's more to it. There's some Ruby weirdness to it. There's some staying in the lines and coloring in the lines while doing your hash padding that I think is making it quite cute. So we'll spend some time on it next episode. Thanks again, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope you and yours are well and safe. And I'll see you next time. Take it easy.